Again, I'm going to see if I can get you through the second assignment in week 3 and explain some things that will maybe make it a little bit easier for you. All right. First thing you want to do is go to your source image and download that. And when you download that, you'll get something that looks like, I'm bringing it up to show you if it'll come up, and it may be here in a minute. There it is. Okay. You should get something like that. So I could put this over to the side. I don't need it right now. And then you're going to create a new Illustrator image. Now, let me caution you to follow the directions there to the letter. Okay, it'll be a lot easier if you do. All right, then I'm going to bring down Illustrator and go up to File New. I hope you can see that. And make sure that I've got this title the way I want it, which is Week 3 Assignment 2. And then I'll put my name there. So I'm ready to roll. This can be changed to web, and what that's going to do is make sure this is RGB. You may already have RGB there, but that would be a good thing. All right. And then I'm going to change this to 800, and then this to 600. That was also asked for. I have pixels here, so far I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing, and I'm going to hit OK. Now it's going to be ginormous, sure enough, so I'm going to get this little tool and see if I can't go over here and maybe bring it down so I can get it all to fit on our screen so you guys can see what it is I'm doing as I do it. All right, here we go. I'm going to pull in this so that the artboard is not terribly large either. All right, so I've got that up, and now I'm going to go to placing the image we just downloaded. So you'll go to File, go to Place. Make sure when you hit place, and you should do it this way, you can drag and drop, but you really want to do place this time because you want to be sure it is not linked. See that little box there that says link? Make sure that is not checked. All right, so we're good. All I have to do is pick up the file that I want to put there, and it should be somewhere in this general area right there. It is. Okay, place it. There it is. Drag it so it's right up there on top of what I want, more or less. Kind of centered. I'll use my keyboard keys to get up where I want it. And then I think we're about ready to do the next part. Now the next part says we want to make another layer. I'm going to move some of these palettes out of the way. Best thing to do is get your layer palette up, go to Windows, here again, go to Layers, make sure that's selected, find your palette. Here it is. Down here is a little icon right next to the trash can. Click on it and you have a new layer, and that's all you have to do for that. Then what I'm going to do in that new layer, and you see it selected, is I'm going to write my name. You can also write your initials if you want to. And I'm going to make that larger. It's just coming up in a default font, but you can use any font you want to, and you can play around with there. And this is kind of a fun thing to do. All right, I've got it there. I want it to fill the whole thing. I'm not going to play up here by putting the numbers in. I'm just going to drag it. See that arrow? Nice thing about Illustrator, it's a vector program, so I can drag it to any size and it will keep the articulation, pardon me, it needs. Okay? Now I'm doing pretty good, and I'm going to go on to the Let's Make a Mask. I'm going to select the background as well. You see I have the little anchor points around the background and the anchor points here for the name. I've got the two of them selected, and now I'm going to Object, and I'm going to Clipping Mask. This is where it's magic. And hit Make. Ta-da! Isn't that great? So now I have this wonderful letters with that beautiful background of that wonderful mountainscape. All right, and there it is. So that takes us through number 7. Now number 8 says go up to the clip group, and you can play around with this and move the background or move the foreground until you get it where you want it. In the interest of time, I'm not going to play with that too much. You feel free to, however. To get to that group that they're talking about, you need to go here, and there you are. Okay. Now, I'm going to the part which is number 9 about adding a drop shadow. And the way I'm going to add that drop shadow is I'm going to bring up my Appearances palette. Again, go to Windows and select, and be sure Appearances comes up. All right, there we are, right there. All right, now down here, where you see the little FX, when I hit that, and these are all selected, when I hit that FX, see up here the layer, that's how we know that. When I hit the FX, I have some real possibilities, and you can Really have fun with these. Again, in the interest of time, I'll just do what it tells us to do. Go to Stylize, go to Drop Shadow, and then you get something like this. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, hope you can see this, is make sure the preview is selected. And you can already see what my drop shadow is. If I want to change the color, I click here and I have a lot of different color possibilities. Let's make it maybe more green. Let's go to that color, maybe all the way there. Whew, that's different, isn't it? Hit OK. Oh, I don't think I like that so much. Go back to color and I can change it. Or let's say I do go ahead and hit OK and then I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, nah, I don't like that at all. I go back to the appearances where the drop shadow is by clicking this. And now what I can do is by double clicking it rather, this box comes up again and I change that color. I think I'll change it to blue. All right. Preview. Yeah, I like that a lot better. I don't know. It's probably too blue. Maybe I need to get closer to that. That's kind of like what the example is. Okay. Whoop, too many things going on. Yeah, I like that a lot better. You can see the name. You can see the colors. You can see the background. That works for me. All right. Hit OK. I like it. Now my only problem is I've got all this extra white space over here and all this extra white space over there. So I'm going to grab this tool, the Artboard tool, and that will allow me to adjust by just moving in those little margins to adjust that image some so that I make the file size smaller, which is always a good thing. Okay, it looks pretty good to me. I'm happy with it. Now I'm going to go up and save it. The way I do that is I go to File, Save for Web, and then I get this ginormous thing. I don't know if I can show you. I'm going to try to move this over. This is the part where you have to make some choices. You have some choices here. I can put that anywhere I want to. I can do a GIF or a PNG or a JPEG. We're asked to do a JPEG, so I'm going to leave it right there. And I can keep it, you know, I've got 60%, which is a high quality. I can do medium quality. I might play with this if I wanted to. My file size wouldn't go through. Go back here and maybe play with that. And of course, we've already named it, so I can go back and I guess leave it the way it is. We're not going to name that preset. I don't really care about that. So we've got JPEG. We've got everything going on. No blur. We've got a white mat. We're good. All right. So I'm ready to roll on that too. I'm going to run that back over. And I think down at the bottom is where I get to, and I've got to move, sorry, I've got to move this down to the very bottom right, which I can't get on the screen. There's a save. And here it comes. I've got it on my desktop so I can find it, and I'm going to hit save. And lo and behold, if I go to my desktop, I have exactly what we put in there, and I'm going to pull it up. It should come up in Photoshop because that's my default for JPEGs, and sure enough, here it is. Photoshop, here's our name up there, and that's exactly what we just made. Okay, hope that helps, and I'll look forward to seeing your work online.